Morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Morning. Who's here? Monkey. Morning, Danny. Morning, FTNet. How we doing? I like the color of your star, FTNet. Morning, Virginia. Morning. Can't say that one. Iloid. Morning, Mumo. Fire. How we doing? Mark. Morning. Morning. Was chick. Still can't say it. Morning, Yusuf. So it's Friday. Happy Black Friday. Happy Thanksgiving hangover if you're in America. But if you're in America, you're not up yet. So if you're watching on replay, happy Thanksgiving when you do get up. Morning, Harold. Morning, Barry. So today is half day in the markets in the US. So probably going to get something fairly similar to yesterday in the fact that it was rotational markets everywhere yesterday. So nothing moved yesterday. Probably get similar price action today, just because there's just no volume in the US. So we get the UK movement, but tends to be no follow through, so just mean reversions. Morning, Jury. Morning, CK. Just got 2 entries on GU and UJ. I'm already short on GU. Didn't get a second entry. Lovely hammer, shooting star there. So yeah, good looking reversal candle just gone in on GU. And UJ, same. So that's a US dollar move. Don't read too much into that today. It could work out nicely. It's an ADR reversal. So that is an ADR hit. But obviously, we might not get far, so don't target too much if you're taking it. 5-minute reversal alert on that's already gone in. Here. So there's your reversal alert. So yeah, off. I will be taking a second long on that because I'm already in UJ. I might take that actually now. I might just hit the button on that. Yeah, I'm just going to hit the button on it now. So second entry on US dollar yen. I'm assuming that's going to turn into a 3-bar reversal. I'm not going to wait for confirmation on it because it's a lovely hammer. And we are at basically 125 ADR. So average is down there. Looking for a push. Just looking for a pullback on this leg basically. And then it can go where it wants after that. Swiss yen done the same. So ADRs this morning. US dollar yen just shown you. Swiss yen has tapped into ADR a few times. Reversals just going on that. You would have already had a reversal alert off of that tap. Can't see if that's a green candle or not. That's open is 172.06, close is 172.04. So technically that is a red candle. So the reversal alert would have been here. So this is the first reversal alert of the day off of ADR. It's also a triple bottom. So that's a nice entry there if you want to take that Swiss yen long. Watch for a push up. Oh, you got loads of room. This whole propulsion move here. Big distance on that one today. So watch. That's yesterday's low. And the previous day's low in exactly the same spot. So watch this propulsion gap on the hourly. So that would be your target to the upside. That's a 30-minute chart, but the hourly propulsion gap is going to be the same. It's there. Right. So let's have a look at news. Start off the day. RSI 21 entry, was that Yusuf as well? Yeah. On the US yen. Yeah, so it's embedded down there on the 21 at the moment. I got in on Wednesday, first entry on this extension here. So this is my second. So popped out, back down again. So you've got divergence here for all you divergence fans out there. Nice divergence, bullish divergence. In fact, that's a higher low and a lower low, which is proper bullish divergence. Right, so those are your ADRs today. quickly cover the news. So yesterday, obviously, was Thanksgiving. We had very little movement. Morning, George. Good evening from a wet Gold Coast, Australia. That's sad. I like the Gold Coast. I went to the Gold Coast. So yeah, yesterday, obviously, we had the CPI for Germany come out as expected. Didn't move the euro. Spanish was up slightly. Doesn't tend to do a lot because their economy's shocking. Bullock spoke. Nothing much happened. It was Thanksgiving, and we had Tokyo's CPI, which bounced as well. But that's why we've had those movements on the yen this morning. So higher inflation, stronger currency, which means that everything came down against the yen. It was expected to go up. It went up more than expected. So it will do that at some point. So I don't have a problem taking longs on the yen. Today we've got GDP for the Swiss franc, which has just come out and was as expected. We've got CPI flash estimates for the Eurozone, which will be based on the previous CPIs. So this is why this is orange news, because this will be pretty much an amalgamation of what we've had already. So these are usually coming out as forecast. If they're not, the market doesn't react much. We've got Bailey speaking this morning as well. This one could be something interesting because we've had very little out of the Bank of England over the last few months as to what their plans are for interest rates. With the new budget that we've got, there is a chance that that is going to fire inflation up because unemployment is likely to go up, business and GDP is likely to drop, which will keep inflation stagnant, which means that interest rates will stay stagnant. So that has potential to be slightly bullish for the UK. But we don't get much out of Bailey. So every time he talks, it's worth listening to because there's a chance the market might get something that they're waiting for and actually start a move. Where is he? Financial Stability Report in London. So it's a press conference, so he will be getting probing questions. So there's a chance of movement this morning on the pound. CAD this afternoon, we got GDP, hit and miss GDP numbers, and that's it. So, yeah, nothing much else. And obviously, because it's half day in the US, and it's the fallout from here, from the bank holiday yesterday, I think the vast majority of orders were put in on the Wednesday, so it will or won't be volatile today. The other thing we've got to bear in mind is it is the last day of the month, and the last day of the month can be incredibly big moves because where are we? November, December. So we're mid-quarter. So it's not end of quarter. If you get an end of quarter and end of month at the same time, it tends to have very big movement. But it's end of month. So banks and institutions like to balance the books end of month. Everybody gets paid end of month. So all the banking institutional reporting is done monthly and quarterly. So end of month, you've got targets to hit. Targets to hit means you need to take profit on potential positions. So we quite often get large ADR moves end of month. Sometimes we don't. It does nothing. So today it's very hard to read because we're off the back of a bank holiday, but we'll see what happens. So there's potential for either a very flat rotational day today or a big move. So and if we do go for big moves and there's low liquidity in the market because some of the markets are not operating to full capacity, we could get a lot of slippage, which means some big days. They will probably all mean revert. So could be some good mean reversion opportunities today. But we'll see where everything goes. At the moment, it's all fairly quiet. RSI extensions, we've just got those two that I've covered on the ADRs. RSI extensions, there's a few. It's the same sort of stuff. Swiss yen is extended on the 4 hour to the downside. Let's get rid of that line. Again, divergence here. You've got triple divergence. So from that low, we're going lower low, lower low. No, it's not triple divergence at all. Ignore me. It's lower lows. So it's just normal. There's potential for a bullish divergence going in here, but it's going to need to bounce. So Swiss yen is also extended, as is the US yen on the 4 hour. So nice extension there. We got a nice little bounce here, but not, it's just basically just a flag break short. So looking for a pullback. New Zealand dollar yen is extended. So all these are going to be extended off the back of this morning's news. Euro yen, Aussie yen, CAD yen. So it's all the yen, basically. So everything yen is moving. I'm long on US dollar yen. I'm only taking one yen and pair at a time. And it's got to be a fairly decent one. So the reason I got into the US yen is because I liked that double bottom bounce, which didn't hold. So looking for this area here to hold up, this propulsion move to add. Failing that, I'll be looking for the double top 2-month high, which is 225 ADR. So I could be in 4 positions by the time we get down to there, and then look for a pullback on that leg there. But it's a carry trade, so there's a good chance the banks and institutions will want to long it anyway. So morning, Neo. Yusuf, great month for mean reversion, 11% gains till November. Nice, very good. Yeah, my month at the moment is it's all over the place, my month, because of what happened with the US. So that's not real 50% because I drew 50% of the account out. So it's a nice profit. I've made it, it's a nice month. But realistically, most of the profit's been put in this week, 3.5% up this week. Can't really bank anything else at the moment because market didn't move yesterday, so couldn't bank anything yesterday. If we get a rotation day today, won't bank anything again. The only thing I've got a chance of banking today is the Aussie US, which is in profit at the moment. So I'm looking for push up into propulsion, pull back on that leg, looking for this double bottom to hold. We've had a reverse alert on the 4-hour, so looking for basically a break of today's high above ADR. So I'm looking for it to come and test ADR basically. I'll see what the profit's like up there. That is probably going to be enough to get me out, I think, on that one, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's the only thing I've got a profit on. Everything else is just sitting in flat, basically. Morning, Neo. Regardless, the GU and GC squeezes, they all mean reverted and gave extra profit. Gave an exit with some extra profit, yeah. So yeah, those squeezes on pound US. So we're pulling back. Pound CAD. 50% retracement. And the US CAD, whoever was in that, obviously I'm out of that, but market structure returning to normal now. So anything you get into now, you shouldn't have a problem getting out of. That US dollar CAD, complete. Remember I said this move here was a complete knee-jerk reaction to Trump saying we're going to put 10% tariffs on Canadian imports. And the market went, holy crap, that's going to hurt the Canadian economy. Then the analysts got hold of it and went, do you know what? It's not really, because Canada doesn't export anything to the US. So let's take it back to where it was. And that's exactly what I said was going to happen, remember? If you go back to, where are we? Friday. Go back to Monday. Look at Monday's stream. It's like I have a time machine. Sometimes you get it right. Sometimes you get it wrong. I got it right. Morning. You buying anything this Black Friday? Yes. I have already shopped this Black Friday. Because everybody does Black Friday week. I've already done it all. I'm not doing anything today. In fact, I might buy something today. There's one present I haven't got for Christmas. But yeah. Black Friday's a con. It was on the news again this morning. It's always on the news. 9 out of 10 Black Friday deals are rubbish. Because at some point in the last year, you've had that price on another sale, or it's been at that price somewhere before. You know, it's just, they're rubbish. You get the occasional one. Like I've done a load of shopping at Gymshark because they got 70% off some stuff. And I don't care if they've sold it at cheap prices before. 70% is a lot. I'm buying tops, which are normally 30 quid for less than a tenner. I'll take that. But other than that, there's not a lot else. It's all a load of rubbish, isn't it, most of it? All these people flying through doors trying to grab TVs and punching and fighting. It was on sale 3 months ago at the same price, mate. Just wait till Boxing Day. They'll do it again. Morning, just starting the Great Resistance Zone trainer. Train the brain. Good man, Lucas. So, oh, yeah, that reminds me, Lucas. Yesterday, I completely forgot in the member stream to go through the other strategies we've got on forward test. So I'm going to quickly do that now. John Lewis got caught rigging Black Friday prices. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's all a massive con. It's all a massive con. Yeah, I forgot to go through the strategies. Morning, Reverend. yesterday. So we've got two strategies running on forward tests that we've been developing in the members streams. There's one which is a trend strategy, which is a pullback entry strategy. This is down 10% at the moment. It's only been running for a couple of weeks. We're up 3% at the moment in open profit. We've got TPs on current open positions at 2.8, which cancels that out and makes a profit. So the problem with this strategy, because it's a trend strategy, is the market only trends 30% of the time, and we haven't had a trend yet since I've started running it. So like with all strategies, that you start at the wrong time when the market is doing the opposite thing to what the strategy is designed to take advantage of. It just sits there and makes gradual drawdown. So it's doing exactly that, which is exactly what it did in the tester. So no shocks. So just waiting for a trend to start. Hopefully that will be today. So it's just a case of waiting, but it's doing what it did in the tester, so that's all good. The lazy trader strategy, we're up 1.93 on the month, banking consistently, as you can see, so doing very well, this one. Sitting in 2% of drawdown, just waiting for these to play out today. Half of that will be gone and be profit today at some point. So yeah, just all going well. So this lazy trader is doing what it did in the tester, banking every day. We know that, and it has the occasional slip up where it gets into drawdown on something. So at the moment, Euro CAD, so everything you see with a 1 here has the possibility today just to literally turn into profit. We're looking for small scalps on these things. So US dollar CAD, where are you? There. So US dollar CAD, we're just looking for that quick scalp play up to there, all within quarter of an ADR, so all easy to achieve. Anything with 2 positions on will be getting out either a break even or a nice profit today, depending on how fast the move is that takes it out. So Aussie dollar Swiss, gotta be able to find things quicker. Aussie dollar Swiss, there's your break even. So basically, as soon as a candle closes above that line, it will close the trades out regardless of where the candle closes. So if the candle closes there, it'll make a tenner. If the candle closes there, it'll make 100, whatever. So it'd be lovely if we get a nice big strong push. Big weak drop on the Swiss franc would be nice today. Let's hopefully Russia shoots some missiles or something, and then we'll get a big swift move up, and that'll bank a load of money. Anything that is above 2 positions basically is looking to get out a break even in the same way. So Euro CAD is the only thing at the moment it's not got right. And it's so close to TP, it's well within an ADR. ADR is 406, which is basically here. So if we get an ADR push on that today or a retest on the double bottom, that will get out at a small $10 profit or whatever. So yeah, really good strategy. I'm really liking it. I'm going to give it a month, 6 weeks of forward test. This started on the 11th of November, this one. So I'll give it until, I'll probably just give it until Christmas. I'll run it, I'll forward test it till Christmas, and if it's done what it did in the tester over that forward test, I'm happy. So it's going well. The brain trainer we covered yesterday, this EA, I did a lot of enhancements to it, as you saw. So all the members have got this EA in the group. So yeah, this is something that I'm looking to develop further, basically, and see how we get on with this. But yeah, it's a good little, I got addicted to this yesterday after I put it out in the group. It's mesmerizing. I spent about an hour just generating profit yesterday, just making money. It was lovely, in the backtester obviously, but yes, bizarre. It's bizarre how easy it is to make money, isn't it? It's like simple. Just sit there and you do that. That does that. You make that, and then you go short, and then you sell it again if it gets up to there. Actually, I can't. I've got to set it up to there. So you do that. Wait for it to get up to there. Then you sell it again. And you buy it down there. You can buy it down here somewhere. Oh, I missed that one. I'll take it. Put it back on again. But yeah, it's nice little strategy. Really good little. This is a testing tool, by the way, for those that weren't in the member stream yesterday. Testing tool I developed to teach support resistance training, market structure. brilliant. I might turn it into actual an EA, because it's such a stress-free strategy. It is so easy to trade. Literally, a child could trade this strategy. It's so easy and it's so effective, and it literally takes you 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, once a day, 10, 15 minutes. Set it up, walk away, come back at the end of the day, see what you've made, set it up, walk away. It's brilliant. I love it. It's exactly what I used to do. I've become way more technical than I should be at the moment. So I might revert. What I might do actually is just put some capital into a separate account and trade this as a separate strategy on top of the position trader EA. Because it's nice diversification, that, isn't it? Because we're not reliant on indicators, we're not reliant on fundamentals, we're not looking at anything. We're literally looking at where's price been, let's trade that. So it's a nice diversification, because you're going to get completely different trades in completely different directions at completely different times to what you'll get with the RSI and ADR mean reversion strategies. So it makes sense to mix it up. Right, let's just have a quick look at the indices this morning. FTSE is hedged. Nice clean breaks yesterday. If you were trading the indices in the morning, I didn't trade the afternoon because it wasn't shut, because it was shut. Look at that, just got hedged on a short. That's really unfortunate. So hedged on the FTSE today. Target on that one. Look at this thing. It's what a mess. Look at it. Absolute rotation, total rotation, this market at the moment for the entire week. It's not gone anywhere all week. Morning JC, morning Travel, morning Outro. We've got Bailey speaking, haven't we? That's the only fly in the ointment today. So 11 o'clock this morning, we got Bailey speaking. I'm going to leave the TPs to the upside there. And I'm going to move the TPs to the downside to low of week. So basically, ignoring this weird candle, I haven't looked at any other brokers to verify that, but I'm ignoring that, whatever that is. This is a higher week as far as I'm concerned. This is low of week. So we're in rotation. So I'm going to assume we're going to stay in rotation, and that's the extremes we're going to make today. Hopefully Bailey will hit one of these, and I'll get out of those there. DAX. So yesterday's DAX was a nice clean break. So there's your pre-market range and 5-minute ORB straight up to target. Very nice, easy day yesterday. Even that is rotational, but still managed to make money yesterday out of that. This is an absolute chop fest today. So that's the gap fill done. So long wise on this, again, very rotational. This apart from yesterday on the DAX was pretty much the only day we actually got a nice clean break. Actually, we did the day before, got a nice clean break, but 2 rotation days today, 2 clean breaks. We're up at the highs, so hopefully we go for a run on the highs today on the DAX. So that's high of the week. Yesterday's high. So if we can clear yesterday's high and the high of the week hasn't got limit orders, we're coming up to these 2 weekly highs. So that's your 2-week high, your 3-week high. Obviously monthly's up here. So be looking for a test up at this area here if we can clean break. But there's very little volume today. So we'll see where we go. Nothing much. It's a really crap week this week on the indices. It's been flat as a pancake. So just going to recap on the week today. Any questions you've got about anything you want to discuss, any pairs you want to look at, anything at all, just shout, because today's session is basically open for whatever. But I'm just going to do a quick recap of the week. Overnight news, there hasn't been anything much. There's all your French GDP numbers coming out, not important. China to extend tariff waivers on US goods. Here we go. The trade war has started. So there's your Japanese CPI numbers. As you can see, the market didn't really react. It's ground down on the numbers, but there was no spike off of it. Wasn't particularly exciting. But other than that, there's not much else happened overnight at all. Putin, always want to see what he's up to. Russia ready for dialogue with the US. Negative rates should remain. And the ECB, yeah. So yeah, basically nothing exciting overnight. That was an inverted hammer on the FTSE Thursday, 30 minutes. Was it? I don't know. Don't do 30 minutes. Which set files are you using for the position trade at EA? The ones in the Discord group. This one. So it's a POS H1 RSI 4 max medium risk set. That one there. Which was posted on the 11th of August. No, the 8th of November. Why is that? I want that. It's annoying. Yeah, 8th of November. I wonder if I can change that to UK date. That's really annoying. But yeah, it's that one. H1 RSI one. Go away. Right. So yeah, so basically today it's just kind of a recap on the week, really. So I'm going to whiz through the pairs, have a look at where everything is. From a setup perspective, I've got everything on I want on. It's just been a flat week this week, so everything's sideways at the minute. So I'll whiz through all the pairs, have a look at everything. Obviously 4-hour RSIs and hourly RSIs are all yen based today. The only other one you've got extended is the pound US dollar on the hourly. Wow, that's all over the place. Look. Whoops. 5-minute candles. Huge move. That's really annoying. I didn't get my next short on. But anyway, I've only got one on that anyway. So yeah, so everything else is all yen based today. New Zealand US is also just about extended on the hourly. That's already come off though. That's come off the weekly high, which is the previous week's high. So nice rejection at the previous week's high there. That may hold or may not. Target propulsion to the downside. So yeah, we'll whiz through everything today and have a look at it all. Can you remind me of the number of traders who pass prop accounts and the reduced number who keep them? I have a friend who is about to buy a few as a Black Friday deal. Well, statistics are different with each prop firm, but the it's traders that, from off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact figures, but it's something in the region of traders that pass evaluations. Of the traders that pass, those that get through to payout is less than 1%. Yeah. Those that manage to hold an account for 3 payouts is less than 0.25%. Yeah. So it's easy to pass a proper valuation. I can flip a coin today, press buy with 1% or 2% risk and pass an evaluation. Yeah. It's pure gambling, pure luck, because it either hits the stop loss or it doesn't. Yeah. But with a funded account, you've got to keep that luck running. So I think the statistics, because my Forex funds have gone now. I did a stream on it, but oh, God knows where that is. Somewhere in the, I don't know. How many streams have I got now? I don't know. It's somewhere. Oh, Christ, why can't I type? It doesn't show me how many I've got, but you know, I've got over 1,000 streams. Somewhere in there is one about prop and the statistics, and yeah, it's not a lot basically. All you've got to understand with prop is it's pure gambling. It's exactly the same as going into a casino. Yeah, so you go in there, and if you have 10 roulette tables with 10 people standing around each table, you've got 100 people playing roulette. roughly 3 to 5% of them will come out with a profit on that roulette gambling session. Of those 3 to 5, you then have to look at, let's get these 3 to 5% back and play roulette for an entire week. Not one of them will walk out the casino in profit because the edge is in the casino's favor. Prop, the edges are not casino level. They are way higher. Yeah. Casinos have got a 51% edge. Prop's got 80, 90% edge. You cannot continuously gamble and make money on prop. It's pure luck. So it doesn't matter how many people tell you that they've got a payout. I've had payouts. I've had loads of payouts from prop. I've also blown 100 times more accounts than I've paid out on. It's maths, isn't it, at the end of the day? So if you've got a strategy, look at the strategy I've just shown you here. It's a great example. Yeah, this strategy has a beautiful edge. In backtesting, it's amazing. Yeah, but it goes into drawdown. Yeah, if I'd have started this strategy today, I'd be 3% up. But I didn't. I started this strategy a week and a half ago and it's 10% down. Yeah. Passing prop evaluations is down to the day you start your evaluation. Each of these lines is a day, and each of these lines has a 50-50 probability of generating profit or loss. If you start on this day and it happens to be the day where you have 5 losing days in a row, you will fail. If you start on this day and this is the day where you have 5 winning in a row, you will pass. If you start this day and you go 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down for 3 weeks, you'll be at break even, you'll go tilt and you'll blow the account. Literally, it's pure maths. That's all it is. And the probabilities are not in your favor. So, I never held an account for more than 2 months in prop. Yeah. Longest I had. Because I couldn't hold a winning streak. You can't hold a winning streak. Everyone can be lucky. I can play darts and get triple 20 a couple of times in a game. Used to be good at darts, not anymore. Other days I get up there and I can't even hit 20. Yeah, it's nothing to do with anything but luck of the day. So, but it's tiny. Yeah, the reason they don't publish the figures is because the figures mean that everyone will look at them and go, holy shit, I'm not doing that anymore. My Forex funds had the bollocks to publish their figures and people still managed to pay them. But my Forex funds figures, as I say, it is low 1-2% will actually get a payout of the people that pass. So I think the maths was something on the region of, they made, I think it was 25 million a month in fees, basically in evaluation fees. So they were making around about 25 million a month in evaluation fees. Their payouts were less than 1.5 million. Yeah, on a busy month you might get 3 million in payouts. Yeah, do the maths. Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are here, but you're talking hundreds of thousands of evaluations and you're talking less than 1% of payouts. Yeah, you have a 1 in 100 chance of getting paid in prop. Scary numbers. But I don't know the exact figures, but people will still go and do it. I've given up talking about it because people don't believe it. Yeah, go and get, the best thing I can say to everybody in here right now is go and get a demo account with your broker for 100,000, right? And do not draw down in that account by more than 2,500. So go and get a 100k account, right? And trade it. Do not pass 2,500 in drawdown. Yeah, try that. If you can do that for 6 months, go for it. If you can't, do not pay prop money to anybody because you can't do it. If you can do it in demo, because the mentality in demo is the same as the mentality in prop. It's not real. None of it's real. It's all demo accounts. So why are you paying somebody $500 for a demo account? Right? Prove to yourself that you can do it in a demo account first 3 times. If you can do it in a demo account 3 times, get yourself up to 8k 3 times without doing that, or whatever the daily limit is, the max drawdown is, whatever it is, do it in a demo account 3 times and then buy a prop account. You'll still fail it, but do that. Yeah. So tell your mate Wayne, who's looking to buy a load of Black Friday deals, that all he's doing is giving them the ability to have 25 million revenue and he won't make any money out of it. Hi Wayne, the market average stat is about 22 days of keeping a funded account. Where did you hear that? Yeah, gambling is exciting. It is exciting. There's nothing wrong with it. I love trading prop. I'm trading with Top Step at the moment. Yeah, I've blown 3 accounts. I've got one which I'm just about to get over the line. It's great. I'm having a great time. I've spent $550 so far. Yeah, I'm just about to get my first funded. I've done 4. It's brilliant. Heard it in a podcast. Have they got statistics to back that up, which are fact, or is it just somebody like me going rambling a load of bollocks? From the prop market maker. I don't even know who that is. But anyway, it's prop, isn't it? It's all good fun. Binary options 2.0 is prop. Eventually it'll all disappear. My Forex funds got taken down because they were exposed as a fraud. Everyone else hasn't quite got exposed as a fraud yet. The only legitimate one out there is Top Step, because Top Step are fully upfront and say everything you are doing is a demo. When you get funded, what we class as funded, and you get a Top Step, what's it called, an X, whatever, they tell you this is a demo account. We're still going to pay you out of it, but all the money we're paying you is by the people that have screwed up their evaluations, including yourself. You also screwed up. So it's all, but it makes total sense what they're doing. I would love to start a prop firm. I basically would retire. It's so easy. Why do you think all the big gurus out there, like Greg Secker, are now in prop? Yeah. He's got his own brokerage. He's got his own software package. He's got his own training course. He's got his own prop firm. He lives in a mansion. He's got lots of lovely cars. Never made a money trading in his life, but he's got a load of that stuff. Promise everybody everything. Sell the dream. Make a load of cash. It's great. But anyway, it's prop. We all know what it's like. My target on US dollar CAD. Is at 138,600. Down here, it's achievable, but I would if you look at what price is doing at the moment, yeah, this is the election, this is Trump. The market is holding this level at the moment, so if we get back down to here and don't get a bounce, or I mean we probably will get some kind of bounce, but there's a chance it's going to come back down to here. But it's one of those at the moment. It could go either way so easily. It's very difficult to call whether the market is going to be bullish or bearish on Trump at the moment. And it's more important what the Fed decide to do with the interest rates, and we just don't know what they're going to do. So I don't know. But if you want to do prop, go ahead. It's good fun. It's good training. It's not, as long as you understand you are just gambling, and it's great fun. I love it. I blew 2 accounts this week on Top Step just because it was fun. I got 2 grand drawdown on both of them, and I just went 5 contracts, boom, and I was like, shut, brilliant. I made 1,400. So that account I held, and that's the one that's just about to pass. The other account I then switched over to, and I went 5 contracts, pop. Never mind, $50, reset, start again. All it is a demo. You're just buying demo accounts over and over again with the promise of potentially making money. And you will. That one that I get funded, I will treat that like it's real money. But until you get to the real money, and this is the thing, when you're doing the evaluations, you don't trade the same way as you do when you get a funded account. This is why nobody holds the funded account, because you trade one way to get there, you trade a completely different way to when you get the funded account. This you've never done before. So everybody trades in a completely different way. I've had loads of people come to me saying, I've got a funded account. Have you got an EA that I can use to trade it? And my answer is always the same. Why don't you just trade it the way you did when you passed? Oh, I didn't pass. Somebody sold me an EA that passed it for me. Why don't you use the EA then that passed it for you? It's too high risk. So what are you going to do? I don't know. This is why I'm coming to you. Have you ever traded before? No. why are you spending all this money on shit that you just don't know about? It's bizarre. But anyway. Right. I'll stop talking about prop now. So yens. We'll start off with the yens because obviously these are a bit of an anomaly at the moment. The current status of the yen is we are back down. Let me just start with the US dollar yen. We are back down below the 150 level. So that happens to be my average price as well. Look at that. So this is the 150 level is the line in the sand from the Japanese where they threaten intervention from. We are back down below that level. So the previous intervention took us back down into the normal area. The market then pushed back up. A lot of this has been Trump, obviously, and the run up into Trump's election. And now we are back down below this level. So it's very hard still to call whether or not this is the pullback short. And we're going to continue with some yen strength from this point onwards. So the fact of the matter is we're back down below the 150. So the intervention is off the cards. There's absolutely no reason for the Japanese to press that button again. So we're just relying on normal market movement. Now the swaps are obviously still absolutely huge for the long side. So the bank and institution bias is still going to be long on these things because they make money by pressing the buy button because they get paid to press the buy button. You don't get paid. It costs you money to press the sell button. So that is still the case. So I've still got a long bias on everything against the yen in the belief that we are still going to have the carry trade. But what I think is probably going to happen moving forward potentially is that the yen is going to strengthen up. But what will happen is the pops will be fast and then we'll grind down and we'll pop and we'll grind down. So as long as we're keeping market structure on the way down, if that is what's going to continue to happen, it doesn't really matter if you trade it long or short. However, trading it long makes you money, trading it short costs you money. So I'm going to remain with a long bias on the yen. The interest rate differential is still massive. The yen interest rate is still down 0.25%. The US is obviously massive. So there is no reason really to have a short bias on it. The only reason that worries me is about intervention moves and about Russia. If Russia escalates, the safe haven runs will commence, which means the yen and the Swiss will rally dramatically. So that is the only thing that is concerning. But you know, if you worry about the what if scenario, you'll never do anything. You'll get paralysis. So you have to just jump on board. So I've gone back in the US dollar yen long. They're paying me to hold the position, which is not an issue. So I will look for moves basically to pull back and assume that maybe that is going to happen. So I don't really care at the moment with the ends. This is really nicely extended on the 4 hour. Yeah, this is down to levels. These levels we get down to, you know, in the past are pops. They're always pops. That's the intervention. So you can't really count any of that because it was a manipulated move. But yeah, so I'm just looking for a pop from here basically on this one. Same with all the other yens. We've got a strong yen at the moment. Inflation is bouncing, which means that they have said they're going to raise their interest rates. They're using that to control inflation. Inflation's just bounced, which means they're going to put interest rates up, which shortens that differential, which means it's less profitable to go long, which means obviously the market will start to be more interested in shorts. However, as you can see, it's very, very, very difficult at the moment for the market to go anywhere with these. We are really, really stuck in accumulation. So we just pulled down. I'm looking for either a push down into there and a bounce or some kind of structure on the way down to there. So that's where I see it going, the yen. Potentially now being an instrument that is going to undo that normal trend that we have. Yeah, so you can see the intervention very, very clearly. You know, this is the biggest intervention we've ever had on this. That was the previous intervention back there. We've had others in the past, but this was of a magnitude the market has never seen. Yeah, so this I think has really shot the market into getting out of this carry trade mentality with the Japanese yen. But you know, a lot of things can happen. Yeah, if Russia kicks off, the Chinese are going to move on Japan, and this could all go wrong again. So you just got to be aware of what's going on with world events. But at the moment, you've got to trade in the now. There's no point in worrying about the what if, because it may never happen. So trade what you see, and at the moment, I see a mean reversion opportunity. So all these look like good longs at the moment. All nicely extended on the RSI. So use your usual strategies with RSI extensions. Haven't had one on the 4 hour on that one, but yeah, just take any bounce plays basically on all of these. But long term, I think the Japanese yen has now got some legs. So this intervention, it looks like at the moment it's working, but you know what could easily happen is we just get a pullback and market structure long, and they come and retest that level. And if they get back up to there, the Japanese are going to have to press the button again, aren't they? So we'll see. But right now, looks good for longs because it's pushing down. Aussie dollar, the Swiss franc. I've started trading again, just so you're aware. I've put the EA on all the Swiss pairs, but long only. So I'll go through the Swisses as I go through the rest. Just see what's going on with the indices quickly. Thought this might happen today. Rotation again today. So DAX, upside target. I'm going to move to high of week. God, that's nothing. Literally nothing. It's too close. I can't do that. I'm leaving that up at 5R. So downside gap fill. That's a nice easy one. So downside target is gap fill on the DAX. If it doesn't look like it's going to get anywhere today, so I think we're going to get 2 hedges today. Unfortunately, I can't trade the US session this afternoon, so looks like it's going to be a double hedge today. Not going anywhere, is it? That was your trade today, but I got triggered into that. You got 2R out of it, but you probably wouldn't have taken the 2R because of the size of that move, but it's reverted, so load of rubbish. Aussie dollar CAD. So there's no setups on the Aussie dollar CAD. As you can see, very rotational at the moment. Last week was rubbish. So that was basically an inside bar on the previous week. So contraction. What we've done this week is just expanded out the highs, and we're back inside. So there's just no movement on this one at all at the minute. We are stuck. I've had some very nice trades on it. Nice long there, long exit there, shorted that. So yeah, just waiting for another setup on it at the minute. I can trade this one in both directions, the Aussie CAD, because swap fees are nice and low. So I'm just getting in on mean reversion. So just waiting for signals. So that was that one there, nice in and out, and the previous one was from back here. So yeah, all good. Barclays, that's not good. Never want my bank texting me. It's only a statement, nothing to panic about. So yeah, basically looking for range, high, low bounces, ADR extensions, any reason to get in basically in any direction. It's just completely flatline at the moment. Aussie Swiss, looking for long plays on this one at the minute. There was an entry possibility there. This move was a V-shaped recovery. It was far too quick to get into this week, so I didn't get into that. Would still be in it basically if I had of, because it's basically flatline for 3 days after that V-shaped move. So it's come off this double weekly low out of this propulsion gap. So this is the area they're buying at the moment. So if you're going long, look for a push up into there, but no signal, flat as a pancake at the minute. Nothing much you can do with that. That is forming a Batman at the moment. So that is potentially a bearish pattern. So this, I mean, we've been covering a lot in the member stream, support, resistance, and how to play it. Never take a trade from the middle of a range. Bang in the middle of a range. So I'd be looking for it to push down into here for longs, push up into there for shorts. But right now, it's more of a long than a short because it's using this area and this propulsion move here, which started that high. It's more of a long than a short, but it is bang in the middle of the range. So it's not like you can really do that at the minute. Aussie New Zealand, low bounce this week. Again, this level holding very, very well at the moment. You've got a backup down here. This was an RSI long, so if you took that one, you would have got in somewhere around here. You had a little bit of a profit pop there for around about 3/4 of an ADR, but that's where I would be looking to target if I was long, up into that area there. So nothing to do at the moment. The shorts, obviously, I got out of just before the news. We had the Aussie and New Zealand news this week. So interest rates have come down by 0.5% for the New Zealand. The Australian CPI number as well dropped dramatically. So we are back to where we were previously. We were expecting a bounce, we didn't get it. So that gives the Aussies intention to drop interest rates. So basically bearish news for both of them this week. However, the New Zealand dollar rallied through the roof for some unknown reason, which it does. It does weird things, the New Zealand dollar. But yeah, so if you're getting in long from here, I'd be looking for targets up into sort of 150 ADR, but you've got a second entry at these lows. For bounce play back up. Aussie US, I have longs on at the moment on this one. This is the one that's in profit at the minute, but as you can see, it's just not going anywhere since I got into this, which was here. That was first entry, that was second entry. I had a third entry trigger when I was mucking about with the limit order buttons. I triggered a second entry far too close, but it's in, so it's in. But yeah, that's first entry and second entry. So yeah, looking for a push back up and a pull back on that leg. But all we've done since I got in is literally one news drop, one news pop, and then 2 weeks of sideways. So can't do anything with it at the minute. It's just stuck sideways. It's one of those trades which right now, because it's in profit, there's an argument for just getting out and just taking a tiny bit of money off. It will just... I haven't got much exposure on the Aussie. It will reduce my US exposure, which is worth doing. But ADR today, if we can get a move to ADR today and come and test that high. In fact, I'm just going to put my TPs there just to guarantee it. I'm just going to stick them there. Because I've been in this trade now for weeks and it's not gone anywhere. So you know, this initial entry is invalid. Yeah, we've almost pushed up for a short plays in the time that I've been sitting in this, and it's just sideways. So if we can get up to there today, I will exit. If at the end of the day we're still sitting around here, I may choose just to close that one out because it's not going anywhere. But was a nice long play, but it's stuck. Really stuck. All the US stuff is quite stuck at the moment. So my next long is back down at these lows. But yeah, can't do anything with it at the minute. It's sideways. CAD Swiss, the minute the Swiss franc, obviously big strong move down on that Canadian dollar. The Canadian dollar sold off massively. Hit this low, we bounced out of it. This is where we've been buying. We've got this area here we bought from as well. So you can see this whole area here is your sell zone, buy zone, sorry, which is holding up nicely at the moment. But again, this week is just rotation. The whole week leading up into Thanksgiving, it's just been rotational. So we're sitting there doing absolutely nothing. The entry was back here. You would have had a couple of opportunities to exit, but you can see this propulsion move is holding very well. So we've got a battle going on at the moment between this load of buyers here and here, propping up this zone. And then we've got the sellers from that accumulation break selling here. So this is where we are fighting. Very little room for maneuver, which is why we're range bound here. So we're either going to break that or we're going to break that. If we break that, we're coming down here. If we break that, we're going up there. One of those two things guaranteed to happen. If you're in the member streams this week, this is exactly what we've been doing with this EA. Yeah, there's only two things that can happen. It's either going here or it's going here. As long as you plan your trade with that in mind, you're going to make money. CAD Yen, I've covered all that. Euros. So at the moment, I've got shorts on the euro odd. The euro for me at the minute is neutral to bearish. Lagarde's done a phenomenal job with recovering from COVID, with interest rates. Everything that they've done, everything that they've forecast has happened. They've dropped interest rates quick. They've kept on top of inflation. Everything's under control. Everything's going very, very well in the Eurozone. It seems to me, there we go, German unemployment is stable. It seems to me that the sorry, I saw something the Bank of England then. It's too early for Bailey. The ECB's plans, where are we? Somewhere in here was ECB stuff yesterday, wasn't it? Because what they said yesterday, there we go. Negative rates should still remain in the ECB's toolkits. For the following meetings, we shouldn't exclude any of them for possible cuts. So basically, there is every reason to cut rates in December. So basically what they're saying is that everything is just going perfectly. We've got inflation to where it wants to be. There's no reason for us to continue this gradual interest rate drop at 0.25%. Until we get to the point where inflation starts to oscillate. Interest rates and inflation don't ovulate, they oscillate. Until they start to oscillate, in which case then the interest rates will do the same. So their goal is to get interest rates down to equivalent of inflation at 2% target. So what we should see is continued gradual weakness, I think, in the euro moving forward over the next 3 to 6 months. But equally, it's not going to be very, very strong or very weak. So there's an argument for trading it in any direction at the moment. I think if you get into the euro after any extended move, the likelihood is it's just going to do normal market structure movement. There's no reason whatsoever for the euro to go parabolic. However, the other currencies obviously against it possibly could. So at the moment, I'm just going to continue to trade in line with swap. So I'm short only virtually all euro pairs. You can see the swap is good for shorts. It's long euro Swiss, but everything else it's shorts. Long for the yen, but yen and Swiss are basically the only two things I would long. So I'm only looking to short the euro at the minute. So nice reversal retest just gone in there, but I'm short already on it at the moment. That's my next short. I didn't quite get an entry up there, but yeah, just looking for market structure to continue to the downside over a period of time, but no real fast movements. There's no real opportunity or chance of any shocks on the euro, I don't think. So yeah, so short on that one at the minute. Got 2 positions on, almost got a third on this week, not quite. If we push back up into propulsion or we double top, we'll definitely be getting another one on up there. And then obviously looking for that to move down over the next few weeks. Euro CAD, very much the same. First short taken on that one this week. As you can see, just rotation this week. So not going anywhere. Looking for a push back down somewhere. But yeah, just not gone anywhere, this one at the moment. Next short entry for me is going to be up at that high. So this area of resistance, support, somewhere up there in this propulsion. There's a chance that it could pull back further and obviously just to another leg up into here. Depends on the Canadian dollar. We've obviously had a very weak Canadian dollar, but that's why the entry's there, because the RSI extended. So looking for a pullback. Didn't quite get far enough. So yeah, shorts on this one at the minute. Euro Swiss, looking for long trades. I had a nice long here. Fat fingered that one because I messed about with the EA settings and I forgot about a bug, which I fixed. So yeah, that shouldn't have been an exit. That was first entry. That was second entry. That was third. Should have been third entry. That would have been exit on all 3, but I accidentally took a loss on that. So those 2, yeah, nice little trade. Just looking for long opportunities. So want RSI extensions to the downside, ADR hits to the downside, just press the long button against the Swiss franc. Swiss franc really dropping interest rates hard. Inflation still dropping there. The only danger for the Swiss franc is intervention, in which case then this thing's going to be like that. So I'm happy to press the long button, but not going short on it. It's too costly. So this is the one of the only ones. This and the yen are the only two that I would be interested in longs on. However, I'm taking my yen trades manually. I haven't got the EA set up to trade the yen automatically. I will be taking manual entries on any yen pairs that I want to, because I want to limit my exposure right down on that yen, just in case of another intervention move. I don't think there will be now that we're down below the 150, but it's erratic. So I'm just going to trade the one. So Euro Swiss, looking for longs. Euro Pound, have short on this one. Again, nothing I can do with it. It's just not moving at the minute. We're in rotation. Euro Pound, one of the lowest ADR pairs we got out there, 42 ADR, just sits around doing nothing. So have a short on at the moment. I'm back to break even on it. I didn't manage to get, just if we get up to these highs again, I'll be getting a second position, but it's just not moving. So yeah, sitting in it, waiting. The entry on this, where was my entry on this? I think this might have been an ADR. Yeah, it was an ADR short, wasn't it? So this was one of those weird ones where we got a double ADR. So that is an ADR 125. So I shorted off the ADR 125. And what we did next day was push up, sit around, and we've gradually ground back to entry. So it's just a bit of a weird trade, this one. But as you can see, last entry short was up here. You had one there as well. But yeah, just not going anywhere. This is why my P&L at the moment looks like this. Very little drawdown, very little profit. Just can't bank anything. Nothing's moving. That's what happens in bank holidays. Shorts exit on this week for Euro New Zealand. Actually, that's not a trade. So those two out this week in support. So just waiting for a new setup on this one. Again, looking for short, so I want to push up. Propulsion's not going to give me an entry, but retesting either that weekly or that weekly high or an ADR hit to the upside, which is there at the moment today. So we'd have to get up into here today for me to short this. Won't do that. There's not enough news today to move anything. But yeah, looking for short opportunities. Last one was there. There was one there. So yeah, just waiting for it to do something so we can get in. But yeah, short bias at the moment. We've got this propulsion gap here, which isn't a great one because it's part of an A-shaped recovery move. This is part of the start of that leg down. So I think that will probably get orphaned. I don't think we'll get back there. Unlikely we'll get there. So that is the upside potential, which is going to be an entry at 125 ADR or an RSI extension. So somewhere up there is where I'll be looking to short it. If it just does this, not interested until we get some extended movement on it. Euro US dollar, same thing. Have one short. Entry was here on, that was an ADR, I think. Yeah, that was a 125 ADR extension short. We got a little bit of a push on it, but again, we're just pushing at the moment back into here. Not quite got another entry on that one today. So second entry, it's a 3-bar reversal. I'm taking that. Taking the second manual. Oh, that's a sell stop. Cancel that. Sorry, wrong button. I got too many buttons now. This is throwing me. That used to be where the sell button was. Now it's there. So taking a second short on this 3-bar reversal at resistance. So this is basically the higher the week limit orders triggering. So it's either going to come from here or we're going to pop. So, but I'm taking the second entry there because I wasn't going to get a second entry on. If it pushes up today and then puts a reversal in, then I would have get in anyway. But that was close enough to my second entry level for me to take that one manually. Next entry will be if we push out of this weekly high. So I'm looking for this propulsion gap, which we've sold multiple times, to hold. Again, this is another sell at that propulsion. So this is the leg we're holding at the moment. So just looking for a push back down into that propulsion gap as a target now. It may well undo some of this. It's very difficult to tell what this US dollar is going to do. But of all the pairs, if the US dollar is weak, this is the one that's going to struggle the most because the euro's got no strength at the moment. So it's more likely to kind of do that. And as soon as we get some positive US news, that thing will be popping back down again. So shorts on that one. Pound at the minute, very difficult to call. So Bailey at the minute, this is why I'm keen to find out what he says today at 11 o'clock. Bailey, very tight-lipped at the minute, very reluctant to reduce interest rates. We are struggling to get those interest rates down on the pound because we've got certain parts of inflation which are very sticky that Bailey wants to see drop and the board wants to see drop. So potentially services inflation is what is holding this back. We've just had prices go up for fuel again in the UK. And until we start getting some normalization on CPI, all aspects of CPI dropping, I don't think we're going to get a particularly weak pound. However, the budget has made the economy struggle, and it will struggle moving forward. We're likely to see higher unemployment rates. We're likely to see lower GDP. So there is an argument for being bearish on the pound from that respect. But it's very difficult to call. So at the minute, the market structure on this is obviously, you can see the market is bearish. So this is a beautiful area for shorts. We had an entry there. So you'd be in that if you took that one. However, for me, I can't really short this, specifically the Aussie, because it's too expensive. So I'm looking for longs only. And as you can see, I've had a couple of longs on this, both played out nicely. So as long as market structure stays in place, I don't mind taking longs against this. I'm not particularly bearish on it. I'm more bearish than bullish, but not particularly. A little bit like the euro. So I don't think there's a problem if you want to trade this in either direction. You see I had shorts on here, but the shorts are going to take, I think, more effort to play out because the market wants to rally it, I think, at the minute. Aussie dollar, they've said they're not going to drop interest rates, even though that inflation number remained stable. At some point, they are going to have to drop that interest rate, which is going to make this bearish, which will give you obviously a bullish move on the pound odd. So, but they haven't said they're going to do it at the moment. So right now, it doesn't really matter which way you trade it. So that was the entry this week. You had an entry there, obviously, which I took last week. Pound CAD, again, longs on this one. That was the last long, took 4. Pushing up into propulsion at the minute. So that would be your short play if you want to take a short on it. I'm looking for longs only on this one. So I'm looking for ADRs to the downside, retested that propulsion for a long, any RSIs. But you have got a short entry from there this week, which you could have taken profit on that. If you haven't, you're still in it. It's a bullish pattern, but we'll see. So watch this area here if you want to short. So that propulsion gap, which is this previous support, likely to turn into resistance. We haven't tested this yet since we broke. So this will be the first test. You're going to find limit orders in that area, so it will pop out of that. But today would be a good day to hit that because it's 125 ADR. So if we can get up into this area today, 100 to 125 ADR, you're likely to find exhaustion, meaning the market hasn't got much longs left, meeting limit order triggers to the south. Likely to get a decent pop out of that, but see if we can get there. Pound Swiss, longs on this one at the moment. Waiting. I haven't got any longs on at the moment, but I am looking for longs on it. It's not going anywhere at all. It's just choppy as hell, which means it doesn't matter what you do. You can press the buy or the short button, almost flip a coin. It'll just go up and down. So entries, obviously, long and short. ADR extensions can take either. Just be aware if you're shorting this, it's going to cost you a lot of money to hold it if that trade takes ages to play out. So this one here, from there up to there, for example, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 days odd. So look for something like a 1 to 2 week hold on anything that doesn't work out straight away, and just plan for that. But I'm looking for longs, so I want to be buying it out of here. Didn't get on that, went too fast on news. Excuse me. One of those had a disturbed night's sleep last night. Any of you that got a dog that live in your room, you probably know why. Live in your room, sleeps in your room. So yeah, nowhere, not going anywhere at the minute. Nothing to do with it. Pound yen we've looked at. Pound New Zealand, again, looking for any really directional trade on this. Personally, I'm not trading this. This is the only instrument at the moment that's off the cards for me because the swap costs are just too expensive. Doesn't matter which way you trade this, they charge you a fortune to hold. So as you can see, the market structure on it is beautiful. It really doesn't matter what you do with this. It just seems to be moving so nice. It always has done, the Pound New Zealand. It's always been one of the biggest ADR pairs we've had. Historically, ADRs on this, I used to trade this at 300, 400 ADR. It's sitting at 130 at the minute, so it's very contracted, but it's still moving really nicely. One of the strongest European pairs, one of the strongest Asian pairs. So you get one moving in the Asian session, one moving in the UK session, Asian, UK, push, pull, push, pull. Really good. But as you can see, it ain't going anywhere fast enough. So this is one of those where you're just going to find it hard to get in. ADR reversal you had on Wednesday, played out beautifully. So really, it's something you just want to concentrate on ADRs at the moment. But you want to be in and out fast because it's costly. So not really going anywhere. Nothing much you can do with it. Pound US, I'm short at the moment. First entry was taken yesterday on the RSI extension. We've got lovely bearish divergence going in today. Missed my second entry because that 3-bar reversal happened too fast. Absolute textbook. If you want a definition of a 3-bar reversal, that's it. Push, pause, and rejection, pull. Reversal alert. Off you go. This is one of those instances where the new limit order button actually makes sense. Yeah. If we retest that high, I'd be interested in shorting that today. That is one of those times where a limit order is actually useful, I think. Just see what resistance we got to the upside there. Yeah, we got a nice little accumulation. The thing with this is if it breaks this high, there's got this propulsion move here, which is likely to have weakness in it. But the next stop really is the weekly low, which is 175 ADR. So it actually makes sense to take a second entry there and then plan for the third entry at the retest of the weekly lows there. So I'm going to use a limit order. That's my first limit order. New Zealand. Tralala, you said a few weeks ago you will reduce the risk. Did you do it? Did I? At a 10k account, first trade is lower than 0.05 lots. I don't know. I don't trade a 10k account, but yes, probably. I'm using 0.2 risk over an ADR. So I've reduced my account size, and I have reduced the risk a little bit. So yeah. I'm also trading hourly time frame only, not 5 minute now, just so that there's less entries taken and the entries are more confirmed. That's all. So New Zealand dollar CAD. Looking for potential double top today. It's on its way there. You may get an RSI on it, unlikely, but I'm long only at the minute on this one because of the swaps. So at the moment I've got no trades on. Last entries out here. So yeah, waiting for a pullback basically. I want it back down into here for a long opportunity. It's very, very, very nice market structure on it. It's choppy as you like. It's up, down all the time. So again, one of those, doesn't really matter which way you trade it, but obviously this is an argument here. This is 590 swap. I've got mine set to 5. It's an argument for trying to take this in both directions at the moment. And as you can see, there was a beautiful short on it this week, which I didn't take from back here. So as soon as I got out of the longs, that was a nice short. You had a short there, again, bearish divergence, which is played out. But yeah, I'd much rather come down to there and then buy it, but it doesn't seem like it wants to at the moment. So leaving that for the minute. New Zealand, Swiss. Haven't got any trades on. This is total sideways mess. We had a nice market structure drop, nice market structure pop. It's just all over the place. Again, I'm looking for long opportunities. It tapped into the RSI 21 there and popped too quick. Couldn't get on it. So yeah, haven't had any entries on it really at all. You had a short there, which played out very nicely and very quick. But I just can't get any entries on it at the minute. It's just too choppy. So sitting there waiting. I've got the EA running, and I will take 125 ADR pops, and I will take RSI extensions to the downside, but can't get into it. New Zealand, US have a short on at the moment. Again, very, very sideways couple of weeks. Again, this is another one of those I can trade in both directions because it's not expensive. The last longs were there. We've pushed up into resistance. It's a good looking short. Not quite a signal. I'm letting the EA do its job. Again, nice little reversal going on there. So potentially we could get a retest there, and obviously your structure would be that. That will be the reversal alert on the hourly. Look for a push back down. I'd like it ideally to push up a little bit further today. I'm already in one from here. Oh, I am in this. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm in this. What am I talking about? What was I in? I don't know. So I got into that this week on the ADR reversal. I didn't quite get that one. We've got a double top going on at the moment. My next entry is up here, which will be that high, that low there. But this propulsion gap is filled as far as I'm concerned. It's not. It's still showing because there's literally one pipette there from that high that didn't get filled. So that's kind of invalid as a level. So this high here really is holding very nicely today. If that pops, we've got a little breakout. There's so many little places that this thing could move into that, you know, there's just so much resistance to the upside. At some point, this is just going to pop back off of one of those. So it's a case of waiting. First one in. Second one will go in if we go to ADR. Today, I doubt it will, but if it does, I'll be taking a second on it. But yeah, like it short at the moment. New Zealand just dropped their interest rates. This little pop that we had on the ADR, which is why I got in, was on negative interest rates for New Zealand. And normally that is what you see. When interest rates drop, currency weakens. Yeah, the New Zealand dollar is an anomaly. We keep getting these pops and these opposite directional moves on their news. So don't really care which way I trade this at the minute. It's moving very nicely. So at the moment I'm short. If it continues up, I'll short and then get out when we come back down and undo this leg. US dollar, don't know which way this is going. So I had a long on it this week. TP'd on the news of Trump doing the Canadian tariffs. So yeah, it's pulled back and undone that entire move because it wasn't real news. So yeah, just waiting for a new entry on this one. Long only for me. Too expensive to short it. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what this is. It's impossible to tell, obviously, but the election here for me, as I said, is a reset. I'm excluding all movement up to the election as being preempting Trump's entry. They've got it. So I think this area here is potentially supportive. But I think we'll probably remain up in this area. It's going to take something very bad to drop the US, I think. But we'll wait and see. We need some news. Trump's not in until January the 20th. So as far as I'm concerned, we'll probably just muck about up here until January. And then when Trump gets in and he can start laying the laws down and making some changes, obviously the economy of the US will potentially change then. So up to you what you do with it. I'm just looking for long opportunities at the moment just because of the swaps. So gives me a nice easy rule set to work by. As you can see, it's more bullish than bearish, the US. This move here, however, is a bit of an anomaly, but you know, we are a little bit more bullish at the moment than bearish on it. So US dollar Swiss, long only against all Swiss pairs. That took a while to update. So yeah, looking for a pullback into this area to long. We have got an RSI extension on the 4-hour. We might get one on the hourly, actually. Not far off. Couldn't quite get into that one this week because it just didn't quite get extended enough. If we get down here and stay down here for a bit, so if we can break down today to around ADR, might get an entry off of here. We've got a gap fill as well, look. Gaps don't like to remain there. Harold, when are you going to start doing giveaways? Giveaways? What do you mean? Giving away what? Saint Lee? Giveaways of what? I got nothing to give away. I give it all away for free. I want a PS5. I haven't got a PS5. I've got a PS4. I haven't even got a PS4 anymore. Where's that gone? Where's my PS4 gone? I had a tidy up. I've got rid of it. Anyway, I haven't got a console anymore. I'm a PC gamer. But yeah, no, I don't do giveaways. Look, there's only 38 people in here. You've got a high probability of winning, haven't you? We should have a game and trade Friday. Yep, I only play Star Trek Fleet Command at the moment. I'm not playing any other games, so. Already gifted to someone, maybe? I think I might have done, actually. I've got a feeling it went to a cousin. I can't quite remember. Anyway. I don't know. Right, so that's it basically for today on the analysis side of things. If you've got anything else to discuss, let me know. I'm going to continue to work for those members. I'm going to continue to work on this today on the support resistant zone trainer EA. I'm going to enter, the main change that I'm going to make to this is entry criteria, basically. So oh, that's quick. I'm going to change the entry criteria. I'm going to introduce 3 entry criteria just so that you can see the impact of price action and hone skills really on price action within areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it so that at the moment the current rules are high above, close below. I'm going to change it to open above, close below, meaning that it has to got into the zone, waited in the zone, and then rejected the zone. So there'll be 3 entry criteria. The 3rd entry criteria will be price action within the zone. Yeah, so obviously dependent on the size of the zones that you draw with the EA, there's multiple ways to obviously get in. So I will put some different buy zone is above the next price line. Find a lower support. Okay, me, I will. That's still too high. It's got to be down now, isn't it? Let's just close it out and make some money. So yeah, I'm going to make some amendments to this. Some people have already asked me to make this into something that they can live trade with. I thought this might happen because when I was building it, I was thinking this is really good. So I might just produce this and get it out there as a product as well, because I'll have to support it and develop it. Yeah, I'm going to make some changes to it today and do some further testing on it. And then, yeah, see where we go from there. But there's a couple of other bits and pieces I thought that might be good to do with it as well. But I do not want to overcomplicate it, because the whole purpose of this, I haven't put any targets in place, have I? The whole purpose of this is for training, but it's also for potentially trading with. Yeah, like I said in the member stream yesterday, this is the way I've always traded. This is what I've always done. So just going back to basics there. Bullish bearish price action inside the zone needs to be in a lower time frame. You can drop down time frames, can't you? Or could you? When it initializes, it will reset them. So no, you can't. It doesn't have to be. You can have, if you want price action to be inside the zone, you just make the zone bigger. Yeah, it's support and resistance. It's a zone. This is why you have 3 entries. Yeah, on lower, if you're trading on low time frames, you will probably want if you're trading low time frames, you will probably want price action within the zone rather than a rejection. If you're trading higher time frames, you'll probably want to use rejection like that. So it will depend on the time frame that you're trading, but I'm not going to make it overcomplicated. Yeah, remember what we covered yesterday? Don't overcomplicate something very, very simple. Price moves from area to area. That's all it does. Yep. So we're looking at this zone here. Price moves from area to area. Literally, that's all it does. Time frame is irrelevant. The market does not understand time. Yeah, it doesn't use candlesticks. It doesn't have time frames. What we are looking at as human beings is we want to see how much something is done over a period of time. The market doesn't care about that. The market doesn't do that. The market basically uses areas to bounce from. So time frames are irrelevant. Time is something that we've made up. Yeah, price is what the market uses. So time frames are irrelevant. When we get to a price point, we will reject that price point or we won't. If we reject it, we make money. If we don't, we manage it. That's the whole purpose of it. Don't overcomplicate it with we must now drop down to a lower time frame, look for this. It doesn't work that way. Oh, missed it. Thought of another option for entry. Pass through to other side. This is sorry, I'm making money too fast here. Let me slow this down a minute. It's a horrible, horrible problem to have. Another option is only pass through to the other side of the box, then return through the box. Yeah. But what I would say to that is just make your box smaller. If it goes through the box and it closes up the other side of the box, it invalidates the box and the box gets wiped because that hasn't held. But this is the idea, this is what I'm going to say. I've said, if price spikes, everything works on candle close. If price spikes up through the box and then comes back down and closes inside the box, that's fine. We wait. And then if it opens inside the box and then closes below the box, that is an entry. The other way we can have it is that it has to open in the box and close there. So at the moment it works on the high's got to be above there and the low and the close has got below there. The high could be up here. It doesn't matter where the high is. As long as it does not close above that zone, that box is still intact. That resistance zone is still live. Yeah, price is not moving at that like that. Price does this. Bang. It's rejection. And rejection is not a price, it's an area. This is why we draw boxes, not lines. So there's lots of, as I said yesterday, there's millions of ways I can program for this to work. None of them are right. None of them are wrong. Sometimes this will be good. Sometimes that will be good. But at the end of the day, it's either going to bounce or it's not. It's binary. Yeah. So this box I've drawn here, it's either going to reject that level or it's not. And if it doesn't, it's going to reject that level. So if I get in here and it pushes up to there and rejects that level, it's the same thing. Yeah. This is the zone. And if I don't want to use that, I'll use that. Yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's either going to reject that, reject that, reject that, or reject that. So I'll pop it on this one because it's the closest. This, to the downside, is my next up resistance I can see that is below that point that we will bounce at, because we bounced at it many times. So when we get there and we broke through it, we'll probably buy that again. That's why I put it there. Just missed my target, look. Never mind. Go on. There we go. Now I'm short. So now we should reject that level. But that's going to be too close. So I'll just pop it above there and we'll get in if it goes up. Now we're pushing up. That's a pretty good buy point. Whoa. Too quick. This is the thing. Yeah, you know, this is what we did yesterday, isn't it? It's really hard not to make money, isn't it? When you do it right. Just make money. That's why I love position trading. It's just that we're seeing this playing out over, you know, this is months going past, yeah? But if you just slow down and just let the market play out, you will make money in it. It's just everybody's in such a rush all the time, aren't they? That's what we covered yesterday, wasn't it? I am with MRA mindset, where you take entries on M15 for H4 reversals. That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. Then use the market reversal alerts, EA. This is a totally different thing. This is discretionary trading. This is what this is about. It's just teaching you discretion. It probably only gets really annoying when you can't even keep up with the spending the money because you're earning it too quickly. I know, it's a nightmare. If only that was my problem. Spending the money is not the problem. Earning the money is always the problem. But anyway, it's a chore. Right, that's all I got today. It doesn't look like I'm going to go out the Aussie US today. It doesn't want to play ball at the minute. So yeah, just wait and see what happens today. These hedges are just stuck at the minute. DAX, absolutely no volume. FTSE, no volume. So we're 1.5 hours into the session now. This dotted line is the 1.5 hour line. In theory, the high or the low of the day is put in already. So it's either that or that. That's your range, basically. Can't do anything with it. It's a load of rubbish. Load of rubbish. Is there a way to make the speed between 31 and 32 to 31.5? Nope. It's a known problem. It's something we've been on about forever. The first thing I did, day one, when I opened the strategy tester in MT4, when I was young, I went, why does it go from 31? Why is 31 speed this? And 32 speed this. 31, 32, 31, 32. I don't know. But for this particular EA and for this particular training, it's actually quite good, because what you do is if you just go to 32, you just basically place your zones. I'll just leave that one there because it's not a... Just basically place your zones, and then you just go to 32 until one's hit. And then you just go anywhere less than 32. And then you just go, right, place my zone. Yeah. And then I go to 32 and wait for one to get hit. Yeah, these are days playing out. Days after day after day. We're still in it. We're a week later now. We're still in the trade. Now we're nearly another week in. We're still in the trade. There we go. Then you just move it from 32 down. Next. and then you go up to 32. So it's actually not a bad thing the way that MT4 works with this particular EA. Move my target, which is also my buy. And then wait. So 32 is actually quite a nice speed with this. Don't forget the whole purpose is to burn into your retinas what is going on. Yeah, so you don't want to go in too fast because otherwise you won't see it. And if all the time the market's doing nothing, you do nothing. Just sit, wait. And wait. So we got into this trade. We've had 1, 2, 3. We're in week 4. There we go. Finally, we get something else to do. But that's the beauty of this. You know, with MT4, MT5 is also, I find, a little bit too fast a lot of the time. It's got a similar problem, but it is much more graduated, the speed control. You can't see I'm actually adjusting the speed control. I just realized I'm adjusting the speed control and you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, can't do that, you know. Yeah, so I'm adjusting the speed controller down here, look. Yeah, so it goes 31 is that speed. 32 is that speed. 31. And everything below 31 is the same speed. So it's literally on and off, isn't it? I don't know why they do it. It's just a problem with MT4, but one they've never managed to fix for some reason. I have the POS trader and the MRA indicator separately. Best combo. Yeah. So if you, yeah. Whatever works for you. Everybody's got a different way they want to do things. I've got a lot of stuff that is just works. So you just combine what you want. At the end of the day, it's going to do that or it's going to do that. One or the other. This is just stuck. So I'm going to take double hedge loss today. By the time we get to New York Open, there isn't one. It's just going to be dead, isn't it? So I don't think we'll get out of these today, which is unfortunate. So that kind of gives back the profit from yesterday. Right, that's all I've got for you today. I'll be working on some more bits and pieces in that EA, which I'll get out. And then, yeah, I'll see. I've got to put some kind of automated trading in it. If I'm going to release it as a product, I've got to put some automated trading in because you can't get through the marketplace checks for an EA unless it takes a trade. And obviously, because this is a manual trading product, there is no automated trading. So I need to build some kind of automation into it as well, which I will do. But that will be a case of just trading weekly highs and lows, I think. All right, so I'll be back on Monday. I'll update you guys in the members stream on Tuesday with that when I've worked on it a bit more. And obviously, we'll have a look at how the other two strategies we've got running in live are working. Monday, we'll be back to normal at 8 o'clock. So just a quick look at next week's news. Monday, we've got PMIs. Tuesday, CPI for the Swiss. It's non-farm payroll week, isn't it? So, yeah, non-farm payroll week next week. As far as I'm concerned with Christmas, I'm going to trade up until the 13th of December. There's no news on the 13th. That's weird. And I'll probably take PMI week off. So the week before Christmas, it tends to be a bit quiet. So I'm going to trade next week and the week after, and then I'm off for Christmas until January. So the last streams will be the I'll do the 13th, Friday the 13th. Oh, good. I'll do Friday the 13th of December. So that'll be the last one. So 2 more weeks and then it's Christmas. 2 weeks off or so. When's January drop? Yeah, so I'll take off the 16th to the 6th. So I'll be off from the 16th to the 6th for the Christmas break. obviously you can trade over that period, but massive slippage, massive. It's just like that. Don't trade any ORBs, stock indices and stuff. Stock indices run up to Christmas, usually get a Santa rally, but everything else contracted or slip all over the place. Spreads all over the place. It's just a nasty time to trade. Great. So yeah, obviously I'll just manage positions, but what I do is I tend to turn off the EA for new entries and just try and get as flat as I can over Christmas, really. But I have had hold over Christmas before. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't really do anything. So I don't understand that MA cross, Danny. What do you mean you don't understand the MA cross? 1 year more done. Yeah, another year. Survived another year. But you still leave the EA on. Yeah, so I leave the EA on to manage positions, but I turn the EA off on all others. So all I do is, so I'll show you what I do. So all I do basically is flick through the charts that I've got it running on. Anything that hasn't got a trade on, like this Aussie CAD, let's say it's the 16th of December, anything that I haven't got a trade on, like the Aussie CAD, close it. Literally just shut that chart. Anything that's running will obviously need to be managed. And I check the P&L, regularly. If something closes out or looks like it's getting really close to close out, then I take the EA off. But just shut the EA down on anything that isn't running and then start it all back up again on Christmas. So right now I would be shutting Aussie CAD because I don't want it to trade over Christmas. So that's all I do. But obviously it needs to carry on managing the current trades. So all right, so have a good one. I'll be back on Monday. Anything you need, let me know. Danny, if you've got any questions about the moving average cross that you don't understand, post them in the Discord group and I'll answer. But it's very simple moving average cross. If the candle opens above the moving average and closes below the moving average, it's a moving average cross. It takes a trade. That's it. That's what the POS EA does. All right, so have a good one. Anything you need in Discord. Other than that, have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday.